Travis Kelce versus Jason Kelce.
Travis and Jason Kelce are arguably the most talented pair of brothers that the NFL has ever seen. While there have been a handful of elite sibling duos through the history of the league, the Kelces may join Sterling and Shannon Sharpe and Peyton and Eli Manning as the only brothers to ever both make the Hall of Fame. Today, we will break down the NFL careers of both players, talk about what is next for them, and put an end to the debate of who the better Kelce brother is. Jason's NFL career. Jason, the eldest Kelce, began his NFL career as the 191st overall pick of the 2011 NFL Draft, selected by the Philadelphia Eagles, where he has spent the entirety of his 13-year NFL career. In that time, he was named to the Pro Bowl 6 times, the All-Pro team 5 times, and was an integral piece of the Eagles team that won the 2017 Super Bowl. Typically, players drafted in the 6th round like Kelce struggle to even make a roster, let alone see the field much in their first season. However, this would not be the case for Kelce. After turning heads in training camp, he would take over as the team's starting center in his rookie season. Outside of injuries, Kelce has started in every game that the Eagles have played in since he was drafted. When talking about his elite level of play, current Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni was quoted as saying, "I know Jason sets the table for everything of what we're going to do, where we're going with the point, everything like that. You get it because you have good instances, which Jason does, and 3 years of experience. He just seems to know, and he sets the table for everybody. The block he makes, I feel like I haven't seen that block. I'm giving him very high praise because he's a great player. You don't see a guy accelerate through one block and continue on to the next block, throw another block. I think I saw that the only other time I've seen that, he made one of those same blocks against Atlanta, and I said the same thing." Outside of opposing defensive linemen that have to line up against Kelce, it is very hard to find anyone in the league who has something bad to say about him. He is an incredible leader for Philadelphia both on and off of the field, and has been an essential piece in the team's recent run of success. What is next for Jason? All signs point to this being the final season for Jason Kelce in the NFL. Last season, he was deeply considering hanging up his cleats for good. However, after a heartbreaking loss to Travis and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, he was motivated to play another year. When discussing if the Super Bowl loss played a role in his return, Jason was quoted as saying, "I do think it played a factor. I don't think it should. I wish it didn't, but I do think that when you go that far and get that close and it doesn't happen, I think your emotions and energy get going, and you want to do that. If it was a different situation, I don't know what the answer would be. I still think I would play. I was still in a position where I felt like for another year I wanted to do that. I do think losing the Super Bowl does play a factor, but I think ultimately, I still want to play football. You know it's close, and you know the team is going to be good next year as long as everybody stays healthy. We're returning a lot of pieces on offense. So, yeah, that all plays a factor. The Eagles are well suited for another Super Bowl run this season. And with Kelce only signing a 1-year deal last offseason, there is a chance that regardless of the result of the 2023 postseason, he will retire." Travis's NFL career. While Jason has established himself as one of the top centers in the game, his brother has been doing the same at the tight end position. Travis joined the league as the 63rd overall pick of the 2013 NFL Draft, selected by the Kansas City Chiefs, where he has spent the entirety of his 11 years in the league. So far through his career, he has pulled in 818 passes for 10,370 yards and 70 touchdowns. Along with this, he has made 8 Pro Bowl appearances, 4 Pro Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowl titles, and made an appearance on the Hall of Fame All-2010s team. Like his brother, Travis greatly exceeded the expectations that were set for him coming into the league. Although he got off to a slow start after sitting his entire rookie season, he would go on to be arguably the greatest tight end of all time. Kelce is one of the most unguardable pass catchers in the league, and along with this has Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. When talking about attempting to guard Kelce, one-time Pro Bowler Justin Simmons was quoted as saying, "He's a one-of-one talent. Asking my opinion, I think the things he does best, almost better than any other tight end or receiver for that matter, is he's so knowledgeable of the defenses he's going up against. Man zone, obviously he's able to win the one-on-one matchups most of the time even in the zone. He's able to always find the soft spot and finagle his way through and find the open spots. He knows exactly where to be. I think it obviously helps having a quarterback like Mahomes, and they have such a rapport over the years of ripping it, and they have a really good sync to them. So it's always a challenge when you go up against them. No matter who the surrounding pieces are in their offense, you have to find ways to limit that interaction because that's going to always be the spark for that offense. Obviously, he's been one of the best, if not the best, for years now, so it's going to be a challenge." What is next for Travis? Travis kicked off the 2023 season fighting a hyperextended knee that kept him out of the Chiefs' Week 1 matchup against the Detroit Lions. However, He made a return in Week 2 and appears to be back for good. With Kelce back in the lineup, Kansas City will once again be Super Bowl contenders. With a loaded AFC conference, it will be a gauntlet to get to another Super Bowl. But Kelce and Mahomes have proven that they are more than capable of making magical playoff runs. Despite Travis being set to turn 34 this season, most players would begin to see a massive decline in their play. However, the opposite has been true for him. Last season, he recorded a career high in receptions and achieved feats in receiving yards and touchdowns that he had not reached since the 2020 season. With Kelce proving that he still is well ahead of Father Time, and Mahomes being slated to be his quarterback for years to come, there is a strong chance that he could play for another 3 to 5 years. Who has had a better career? Both Kelce brothers have had amazing runs in the NFL. Once they decide to retire, there will be spots waiting for them both in Canton. When comparing the two, Travis has had a more successful career. He has been named to 2 more Pro Bowls, 1 more Super Bowls, and was named to the Hall of Fame All-2010s team, while Jason has only been named to 1 more All-Pro team. When asked to compare the two, Andy Reid, who coached and was a part of drafting both of the Kelce brothers, was quoted as saying, "They're both at heart very competitive and compassionate. I think it's the biggest thing. They care, and they care about people, and they care about their game, their trade." Travis is the little brother, and I think Big Brother probably protected him so Travis could do some crazy things. He probably talked him from jumping off of a ladder into the raked up leaves once or twice. Although Travis may have the edge over his older brother, they still have had incredible careers and have been franchise-defining players for their respective teams. There is no doubt that both of them will end up in the Hall of Fame when their playing days come to an end, and with both the Chiefs and the Eagles having elite rosters, there is a chance that we could see another round of the Kelce Bowl in the Super Bowl this year.